All right, what's going on, all my Dragon Ballers? It's your boy the Beerus Cat back once again. This is my second official Dragon Ball video release. Okay, and shout out to Anime Uchiha. All right, for giving me this topic idea. He said maybe you should review the Dragon Ball Super episodes. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna begin. Okay. To me, the Dragon Ball Super episodes are moving kind of slow, but I understand they want to get us interested, and they want to hold us in suspense, So basically, the first episodes, even though they are considered the Battle of Gods series, the Battle of Gods uh, season, a lot of them are they have a lot of filler, just like the original Funimation dub. They have a lot of filler to keep us guessing what's going to happen next. Episode one was all about Goku, and his his next journey. After fighting Majin Buu, you saw him becoming a radish gardener. As we saw in the Return of Goku and his friends return. That episode is kind of related to the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, it's probably going to show up somewhere around before the revival of F Saga. Uh, if we're guessing correctly, and if we're looking at the timeline in which this appeared, it's probably going to be sometime around the revival of F Saga in the Dragon Ball Super series, where we're going to see Yo Son Goku and his friends return. We're probably going to see that episode in Dragon Ball Super. That's my theory. All right, episode two was about Vegeta and him spending time with his family and the character development of him over the years as an Earthling, a Saiyan, living on Earth. Showed him, going to an amusement park with Trunks and Bulma. And episode three was basically about the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus, if I'm not mistaken, showing him and how he showed up into the series. Episode four and five was about him showing up to North Kai's planet, and Goku challenging him. And episode six was pretty much the Goku versus Lord Beerus on the Kai planet. Episode seven, I can't quite remember what episode seven was about. It was about Lord Beerus showing up to Bulma's party. So basically, episode seven was the 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 sequence in which he showed up to Bulma's party and the entertainment, And episode eight was the Vegeta versus Lord Beerus fight, and we saw Vegeta, his eyes whited out like Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. He was enraged and he actually had a pretty good fight with Lord Beerus. It was better than the Goku versus Lord Beerus fight, in my opinion. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's fight was not as good as Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta's fight with Lord Beerus. Episode 9 is when Goku showed up to save the day, and they called Shenron, and Shenron was pretty spooked, by Lord Beerus, and he explained how to summon the Super Saiyan God, and he just left. He bounced. All right, and the Super Saiyan God was born. So that was episode 9. All right, and a lot of people been saying that they actually like the Dragon Ball Super version of um, the birth of the Super Saiyan God better than the Battle of Gods version. And I agree with that, in parts. They did kind of drag out the whole transformation, and made it seem like a longer sequence than it actually was in the Battle of Gods movie. I like the animation from Battle of Gods better. If they would have did that sequence in Battle of Gods, in Dragon Ball Super, it moved kind of slow, and that was my problem with it, but I did like the fact that Videl, her hair transformed, You know, the beginning of the transformation was beautiful. You know, I liked how Beerus, you know, he saw the light from Vidal's body show up, and then the transformation started. I did like the transformation. I just believe that it was a slow transformation, you know, and they pretty much dragged out a good 6 or 7 minutes just, you know, waiting for Goku to turn into the Super Saiyan God. You know, he was just sitting there and in this red with the red outline of him, and you know, it was pretty much 2 or 3 minutes went by and he was still sitting there as a red being in the light, you know. And that was my problem with it. But I did like the transformation as a whole, as it relates to in regards to Battle of Gods and the difference between the two. I did like that. All right, and so another guy, who was the other one? Hmm. Well, there was, damn it. All right, well, there was another guy, another viewer of my video. He said that I should talk about how, I mean, what role will the other characters from Dragon Ball Z play in the series, such as Tien and Yamcha, Krillin, Piccolo, Chaozu, and the rest of the Z fighters. He wanted me to talk about what role they will play in the Dragon Ball Super series. And to me, they I think Yamcha more and Chaozu will be more for comedic purposes. You know, they will provide all of the comedy and Roshi, you know. But as we saw in Revival of F, that Roshi, Tien, Krillin, and Piccolo will actually take place in the fight between Golden Frieza and the Frieza Force, and you know, between the Z fighters, they will actually take place. But Youngster and Chaozu, you know, and Pilaf Gang and the rest of those guys, they will be simply for comedic value, and that's as far as their role will go in Dragon Ball Super. But to me personally, Tien Shinhan has never been a hoe. So, you know, even back in Dragon Ball, Tien was a badass from the beginning. So I already knew he was going to fight in Revival of F. He's always been a fighter. He shows up every time. Um, Krillin, while he is known as the strongest Earth warrior, you know, I think Tien is actually stronger than Krillin. You know, Tien is actually stronger than Krillin, but Tien really can't be considered an Earthling because he has 3 eyes. You know, he's a humanoid, but he's not a human. But Krillin is the strongest human, if my research has been correct. Krillin is the strongest human, followed by Roshi, and those are the two strongest humans. You know, and Mr. Satan Hercule is stronger than Yamcha, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people might disagree with that, but Yamcha is not stronger than Hercule Satan. Um, let's see. Now, Piccolo and Tien Shinhan, they might probably have some battles, you know, within the series. And Krillin, he became a police officer, as we know, so we might see a few episodes, you know, where they'll show him, you know, doing his job as a police officer. Android 18, she might, you know, have a battle or two. Um, but Yamcha, Piccolo, you know, they're gonna. I mean, not Yamcha, Piccolo and Tien Shinhan. You know, we might see some sequences of them training somewhere in the desert. You know, training together maybe. You know, because they were flying to the battlefield together. You know, when Frieza destroyed North City, Tien Shinhan and Piccolo were flying to the battlefield together, which leads me to believe that there will be an episode that shows them training together, you know, because Piccolo felt the energy from Frieza and Shenron, and it just disappeared. So they were probably prepared, you know, as they did for the Saiyans when they came. Um, Now, what else? Oh, the next episode, episode 10 of Dragon Ball Super, is supposed to be the fight between Lord Beerus the Destroyer and Super Saiyan God Goku, and they said it might be the next 3 episodes will be this fight between Beerus and Super Saiyan God Goku. So this should be an interesting three episodes. We'll get to see them going at it face to face, and we'll see the talks that they had and the training and the development of the Super Saiyan God character as a new character because we haven't seen it except for in the movie. So now we get to see how it actually develops into what it did in Battle of Gods. Now, what we haven't seen or what we haven't found out currently is at what point does Champa show up to the battlefield? Because as we saw in a previous episode or a previous preview of an episode, Champa at some point was standing back watching the fight between Super Saiyan God Goku and Lord Beerus. We don't know when he shows up or where he's at during the fight, but at some point he does show up. So that's what we're all waiting to see. Where is Champa and what is he doing? We know he's there. He's searching for the wish orbs, the Dragon Balls on planet Namek or New Namek. So we know his intentions or his goals for the dragon. We don't know his goals for the Dragon Balls, but we know that he's searching for the Dragon Balls. All right, so we're gonna find out why he's there, and what does he want, and if he doesn't get what he wants, what is he gonna do? Because apparently he is the god of destruction from Universe 6, and he looks like a maybe a younger version of Beerus. Maybe he's Beerus's brother, or maybe he's the Lord Beerus, before, you know, from a previous universe, because like I said in my other episode, Lord Beerus, he's been around for millions of years, but he is the god of destruction. So when he wakes up, he destroys. He destroys planets, and the universe is forever changed. But as the line he said in Battle of Gods was, before creation comes destruction. So could it be that every time Beerus wakes up and destroys planets, and changes the way the universe works, when he goes back to sleep, does that mean that another universe pops up? So could it be that he just went to sleep 12 times and woke up, and when he woke up there was another universe somewhere else that was created after he destroyed the previous universe, and he's just part of the original universe. He's millions of years old, so we don't know his backstory. All we know is that he is the god of destruction, but we don't know the backstory behind the other universes. But he did say that some of the universes have spawned stronger warriors than him, or than him and Whis. So were those universes created, after he destroyed one universe? This is a question that I have. So I'm wondering, will there be episodes to give more detail as to Lord Beerus's backstory and some of his experiences in his millions of years? Will they show video? Will they show stories of the past when he locked Supreme Kai, Elder Kai into the Z Sword? Will they show that? And so these are just my questions. These are my questions and my comments and my theories on how the Dragon Ball universe works. So if you have any questions or ideas that you might want to share, let me know, and I'll be sure to shout you out if I see your name, and just let me know. All right, Dragon Ballers, I'm out one time.